Don't date single mothers. It is not a man's best interest. A relationship with a single mother often invites both drama and unnecessary complexity into a man's life. Now, not every single mother is bad news, but the reality is they bring a lot of problems into a man's life that a woman without children simply don't. You have all the responsibilities of being a dad without the authority. They will be our kids when she needs you. However, they will be her kids when you need to discipline them and enforce healthy boundaries. And you'll be using a lot of your resources to raise someone else's kid.
If she's a devout churchgoer, but she got multiple baby daddies and she ain't with either one, avoid that. That's the church hoe. She ain't nothing but problems and headaches. I'm telling you.
The subsequent thing here is a totally different point. Here you're taking a gander at somebody and you truly like them. You have those rose-shaded glasses on. All that they say is great. They're recounting to you a story. I went to Jamaica with my family. Gracious, that is astonishing. And afterward we went to this cafe. That is astonishing. Then I had this heavenly steak. Gracious, my golly, that is astounding. At the point when you hear yourself saying that it is astounding, that is cool to such an extent, that is so marvelous more than once, stop yourself since you are distancing this person. I surely empower energy. I do it constantly. Yet not all that in life is genuinely astounding. At the point when individuals hear that you think all that they truly do is great in any event, when it's not, that will make them go, this individual prefers me a smidgen to an extreme, it's poor, and I would rather not go on with them. There are no classes on being a tease in school, and sadly this means when you go out into the world to make it happen. In some cases, a few peculiar things can get away from your mouth, which is the reason in this video, I need to give you 5 things that you ought to never say while being a tease. You might have in the past since they're exceptionally normal, yet not anymore after this video. The first can happen in a ton of circumstances. You're taking a gander at somebody's Instagram, you see they have an appealing companion, you figure they could like them, or you're talking alone with them, and afterward, out of nowhere, contest appears, or you hear that they have this big-name crush. In any of these situations, it's not difficult to feel undermined, and what we at times do when we are compromised is we blow up. Folks will say, gracious, that person is excessively unattractive, he looks gay. Once in a while, when we utilize the S word, anything that it is, we imagine that what we're doing is precluding that individual. You can't date them along these lines. Actually, what we're truly doing is excluding ourselves since we're showing how unreliable we truly are. In this situation, where you begin to feel unreliable, you don't know they like another person, you could avoid saying anything or you can offer a certified commendation to that other individual. This shows that you're secure in your masculinity and that you imagine that there's something else to you besides your looks. You can manage a touch of contest on that front. Likewise, everybody isn't a foe in that frame of mind to you. That is how secure you are. You needn't bother with to be ideal, better, amazing in any capacity. You can dole out praises and nevertheless have esteem all alone. It makes you substantially more alluring and sure. Much better here is to genuinely say statements are astonishing when they really strike you as astounding and to not do it when they're not. In those circumstances where there's something, this individual truly will be really astounding, and you don't have the foggiest idea what to do other than continue to rehash it. Some perky mockery is exceptionally strong. They're letting you know this legit to God great story. You can express, hang tight, stand by a second, let me suppose you likewise volunteer with shelters toward the end of the week, and presumably practice advanced science for no particular reason in your leisure time. That is a lively approach to saying you are truly cool. It makes them chuckle, and it diminishes the pressure. The third thing here comes when you're at long last prepared to invest a few energies with that individual and perhaps a more heartfelt setting, so you need to ask them out and you stir this fortitude up, and you say, would you like to go out at some point? Incredibly, they say ok, and they go perfectly, and you're gone. This is horrible. You might have had a situation in your life where you've met a close buddy in the city, you both go, wow, so great to see you. We ought to hang out at some point. What occurs straight away? Might we at any point go out implies we can never hang out. Leave no kind of plans that you need to make on going out at some point. A vastly improved choice is to make substantial arrangements. You can say, all things considered, on Wednesday night, there's this show. I realize you referenced that you loved it. Might you want to go with me? I think it begins at around 8 p.m. Presently you're getting a yes or a no for a genuine article. Instead of the phony yes or even the totally unclear no that you would get from we should go out at some point. The next, basically the same as this one, is could I at any point get your number? This has a great deal of issues, and exactly the same thing happens with "Might I get your Snapchat? Could I at any point get your Instagram handle?" It treats the exchanging of contact data as the objective of a collaboration. Assuming you're attempting to see this individual once more, the objective is to really see them once more. That is something abnormal. The subsequent thing is, envision that somebody barely out of nowhere, and there's no substantial plans, requesting your telephone number. Your head will go to, what is it that this individual needs? Might it be said that they are going to message me constantly? They will call me when I'm at supper. How could I give them my telephone number? It can really make somebody who is keen on you way leerier about investing energy with you. Rather than requesting Instagram or Snapchat or telephone number, make substantial arrangements. Whenever those are made, you're going out. She says okay, or he says okay. Presently say, "Marvelous, what's your number?" You're not requesting the number, but simply working with contact among you and them. The fifth one has many flavors. It begins with "You would be more appealing, prettier, more attractive assuming you trimmed your hair, worked out, changed your shirt," and one that I feel like is exceptionally well known tragically for men to tell ladies is assuming that you grinned. I think this comes from him not knowing what to say. They see somebody who doesn't appear as though they're having a good time at a party and they need to offer a commendation, so they say, "You look prettier in the event that you grinned." That individual won't ever grin. You just made them so hesitant about the way that they are not grinning. You put yourself in rival groups. They won't need you, so cut that one out of your jargon. The wide range of various ones are fine. While we're telling somebody they would be more appealing if we're staying today, it was not great. That will make them partner terrible sentiments to you. So except if it's an extremely specific situation where they're asking how would it be advisable for me to manage my hair, and you say, "Goodness, I'd like it better in this situation, don't do this." Simply forget about it. Those are 5 things that I hear time after time that you ought to remove of being at tease and jargon. I trust that you all partook in this video. I look particularly forward to seeing you in the following one. Tell me your thought process of it, and fare thee well.